I don't care if it's August, December, or June, for my heart sings a wonderful tune. As long as you care for me. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you for that nice welcome. It's real nice being with all of you again, too. And today I thought it would be kind of interesting to bring you some of the musical compositions that are very closely associated with the dances, both of the past and of the present. And to start with, we'd like to take you back to the time of Beethoven, bringing you the very classic Minuet in G. We have some wonderful surprises in store for you on our program today. But first, here's a word from our sponsors.
1,000 miles from nowhere? Not on your life. You're just an arm's length from any place in the world with RCA Victor's new portable radio, the Strata World. On this powerful 7-band portable, foreign stations are electronically spaced on the dial. You can tune in Tokyo, Panama, London, Paris, like your local radio stations. And the Strata World is powered to pick up the world to play anywhere. It operates on batteries, and it's possible to plug it into any electrical outlet the world over. It has 3 antennas, a large built-in antenna for AM reception, this special window antenna for airplanes and trains, and this shortwave antenna, 4 feet high, that pulls in the distant stations. And right here, you have a storage space for 5 spare tubes. All these features and more are built into this amazingly compact portable radio. And in its top-grain cowhide case with scuff-resistant plastic ends, it's a truly handsome piece of luggage. No wonder the Strata World is already standard equipment for seasoned diplomats and world travelers. See and hear the Strata World, one of a wide assortment of dependable table models, clock radios, and portables by RCA Victor, world leader in radio.
During our first number today, we brought you a classical form of the dance, the minuet. And although it was a very charming dance, I'm sure you will agree it was quite formal. Now we would like to bring you what is perhaps the most romantic kind of dance music, the waltz. It began early in the 19th century, and it has retained its popularity throughout the years. We would like to play a number that's dedicated to the birthplace of the waltz, Vienna, city of my dreams. Speaking of the waltz, ladies and gentlemen, a very amusing song came along recently that told of a couple who was trying to do the old-fashioned waltz to one of our modern-day rhythms. And the song went something like this. One night I was late, came home from a date, slipped out of my shoes at the door. Then from the front room, I heard a jump tune. I looked in, and here's what I saw. There in the night was a wonderful scene. Mom was dancing with Dad to my record machine. And as they danced, only one thing was wrong. They were trying to waltz to a rock and roll song. 1, 2, and then rock. 1, 2, and then roll. They did the rock and roll waltz. Rock 2, 3, roll 2, 3. It looks so cute to me. They did the rock and roll waltz. 1, 2, and then a rock. 1, 2, and then a roll. 1, 2, and then a jump. It's good for your soul. It's old, but it's new. Let's do the rock and roll waltz. There in the night was a wonderful scene. Mom was dancing with Dad to my record machine. And as they danced, only one thing was wrong. They were trying to waltz to a rock and roll song. 1, 2, and then a rock. 1, 2, and then a roll. 1, 2, and then a jump. It's good for your soul. It's old, but it's new. Let's do the rock and roll waltz. Dance to the rock and roll waltz. Thank you very, very much.
Hooray! It's the National Jello Week. Tell everybody you know. And don't let the week go by without Jello.
This week, for men like you and me, it's National Bellow Jello Week. Oh, dear me. Don't just hint for Jello this week. Make sure you're heard. Bellow Jello. I want Jello. My word. Real Jello. Genuine Jello. Say it loud and clear. No substitution.
Edgar!
Oh, dear.
Edgar, you want what?
Jello?
Well, then sakes, ask for it. Bellow!
Jello!
It's National Bellow Jello Week.
Tell everybody you know. And don't let the week go by without Jello.
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, I like all kinds of music, and I also like all kinds of dancing. Especially some of the dances of the past that started like the Charleston back in the Roaring '20s. I love the way it's done by Dee and Vince Abbott. Polish mother to thank for my interest in the polka. And here to dance it for us is Sally Sorvo and Carrie Leverett. When I was in high school, I used to play for dancing school classes, and I developed a keen interest in tap dancing. Right now, we'd like you to see Russell Evans give you his interpretation of the king of all tap dancers, Bill Robinson. Now to the more serious form of the dance, the ballet. As a tribute to the immortal ballerina, Pavlova, we would like to present Miss Sally Bailey of the San Francisco Ballet Company doing The Dying Swan. Just recently, ladies and gentlemen, I had the great pleasure of attending a performance given by two very talented and versatile young people. I enjoyed it so much that I thought you would too, so I invited them to be on our program today. Tommy Wonder and Margaret Banks.
this could happen to you. A clogged or frozen cooling system can cause you plenty of inconvenience and result in costly damage to your engine. So don't let it happen. Let your dealer shield your car's cooling system completely against freeze-ups, against acid, rust, and corrosion, against costly engine damage with DuPont Zerex Anti-Rust Antifreeze. It's DuPont's premium permanent type antifreeze that gives you plus protection. Here's exactly why. This is a cutaway section of a radiator. This is a pile of rust. The antifreeze solution must circulate freely through the radiator tubing that's as thin as a worn dime. See how an oily type rust inhibitor can cause rust particles to stick to the metal surfaces of your radiator, clogging narrow water passages, slowing down circulation, causing overheating and resulting in scenes like this. So it's important for you to use DuPont Zerex. It contains an exclusive chemical rust inhibitor, a development of DuPont research. It prevents rust from sticking to the metal surfaces of your car's cooling system. It will keep your car's cooling system clean, free-flowing, trouble-free, and efficient all winter long. So this year, put your trust in DuPont Zerex Anti-Rust Antifreeze. Zerex costs only $3.25 per gallon. Your servicing dealer is the best man to see. He has Zerex in the tamper-proof can. Remember, Zerex is made and backed by DuPont, your guarantee of quality.
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very personally interested in dancing. Some years ago in Milwaukee, when I was still in my teens, I used to play for dancing classes in a dancing school. And sometimes the students didn't have money to pay the teacher, and the teacher didn't have money to pay me, so she used to give me dancing lessons instead. And although I haven't made a career out of it, like my good friend Tommy Wonder, I have been known to get up from the piano on occasion and trip the light fantastic. All I need is a little encouragement. That's enough. George, have you got some fantastic music? Thank you very much. You're real nice. Well, we just about had every kind of dancing on our program today. Let's see, we started out with the minuet, and we had a beautiful waltz, and the rock and roll. We had the Charleston, the polka, the tap, the waltz clog. We had the classic ballet and the modern ballet, just about everything. But we still haven't seen how the young folks of today are dancing. Would you like to? Well, I know two people who can really show us how. Tommy Wonder and Margaret Banks.
Hi, Lee.
Hello.
Hi. It's wonderful having you both on our program today.
Thank you.
I see you're dressed for this, too.
Oh, sure.
Well, what kind of music?
Oh, well, something with a little beat to it. You know, something
Little beat?
real peppy, you know.
Okay, Darktown Strutter's Ball?
Fine.
Wonderful.
Have a ball. ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the program we brought you today, our music for the dance. And I'd like to thank all the wonderful dance guest artists on our program. So until we meet again, this is Liberace in Hollywood saying thanks a million on behalf of my brother George and everyone on our show. And I'll see you in the morning sun. And when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.